Module B, 2014 Calls for Proposals. In December 2013, the European Commission adopted the first work programme of Horizon 2020, setting out the calls for proposals for the years 2014-2015. The 4 calls for proposals under Science with and for Society are: 1. Making science education and careers attractive for young people. 2. Promoting gender equality in research and innovation. 3. Integrating society in science and innovation. 4. Developing governance for the advancement of responsible research and innovation. This part of the presentation will give you the basics of the Science with and for Society work programme for 2014-2015 and the details of the topics open in 2014. The budget of the first work programme, spanning the 2 years, from 2014 to 2015, is €91 million. That is, €44.3 million for 2014 and €46.7 million for 2015. For the year 2014, the budget of the 4 calls is broken down as you can see on the slide. Beware of the Common Proposal submission deadline for the 4 calls, 2nd October 2014 at 5 p.m. Do not wait till the last moment to send your proposal, as the system may be overloaded. Call Jerry, Gender Equality in Research and Innovation. 3 topics are open in 2014. Jerry 1 invites to innovative approach to communication, encouraging girls to study science. Under this topic, awareness raising activities such as workshops or hand-on activities will be supported, involving role models and bringing together schools, science museums, research centres, etc. Jerry 2 will study the impact of gender diversity on research and innovation. Gender diversity has not yet been systematically analysed in terms of productivity, performance and relevance to society. There is a need for concepts and methodologies for evaluating these impacts. Jerry 4 will bring us support to research organisations to implement gender equality plans. Member States, research performing organisations including higher education institutions, as well as research funding organisations, must take action to promote gender equality in R&I. They should remove barriers to the recruitment, retention and career progression of female researchers, address gender imbalances in decision-making processes, and strengthen the gender dimension in research programs. Call SEAC, Science, Education and Careers. 3 topics are open in 2014. SEAC 1, on innovative ways to make science and education and scientific careers attractive to young people, aims to support a range of activities which will raise both young boys' and girls' awareness of the different aspects encompassing science and technology in their societal content. It will help young people in addressing the challenges they face when pursuing careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. SEAC 2 is calling Member States to embed responsible research and innovation in higher education curricula. The creation of partnerships targeting the exploration of the state-of-the-art and the development of a comprehensive methodological approach for responsible research and innovation curricula is strongly encouraged. The 3rd topic, SEAC 3, is restricted to existing Euraccess service centres for supporting their transnational operations. Call ISI, Integrating Society in Science and Innovation. The call includes 3 topics. ISI 1 will support exhibitions and science cafes, engaging citizens in science throughout the whole of Europe. ISI 2 will engage citizens and multi-actor engagement for scenario building. It aims to empower and draw on the collective intelligence of citizens to examine the role of research and innovation, via future scenarios and visions of desirable sustainable futures. ISI 5 will support structural change in research organizations to promote responsible research and innovation. Many barriers exist to practical implementation of responsible research innovation in research organizations. There is a need to encourage the modernization of the institutional practices and culture in research institutions, higher education institutions, and funding agencies, in order to promote responsible research and innovation. Call GARI, Governance for the Advancement of Responsible Research and Innovation. 6 topics are open in 2014. 2 of them, GARI 7 and 8, were dedicated to launching the networks of national contact points and are already closed. This slide focuses on the 4 topics still open for 2014. GARI 1 will foster responsible research and innovation uptake in current research and innovations systems. It will address systematic barriers to the uptake of responsible research and innovation approaches, including, for example, the lack of recognition in the career system of academic research for transdisciplinary approaches, the lack of market incentives to internalize external costs of innovation, such as environmental and social costs, or an insufficient training of researchers. GARI 3 concerns text and data mining, also known as TDM. TDM is an important technique for analyzing and extracting new insights and knowledge from the exponentially increasing store of digital data and scientific publications. Nevertheless, there are significant barriers which hinder the more widespread use of TDM in the European Union. It is important to understand the landscape around this new form of research and innovation, and to assess the scale of the societal, economic, or legal issues at stake. GARI 5 will dig into research integrity. Research misconduct has led to the adoption of guidelines and codes of conduct by the scientific community. However, the complexity and diversity of research misconduct raises serious questions even today. It is crucial to assess the possibility to unify the codes, principles, and methods at the EU and international level. GARI 6 will study how to reduce the risk of exporting non-ethical practices to third countries. Due to the progressive globalization of research activities, risk is rising that research with sensitive ethical issues are conducted by European organizations outside the EU, where there is no proper compliance structure and follow-up. This so-called ethics dumping practice will be studied, including the ways to mitigate it. The expected dates for the evaluation of proposals submitted to the Science with and for Society 2014 calls are as follows. Proposals will be assessed remotely by expert evaluators from 1st to 16th of November 2014. Expert evaluators will gather in Brussels for the consensus meetings from 1st to 12th December 2014. The results of the evaluation should be made public within 5 months of the call deadline. The proposals selected for funding should expect to have their grant signed 3 months later, therefore before 2nd June 2015 at the latest. In addition to what was already mentioned in this presentation, there are other actions the European Commission envisages to fund in 2014, and that are not subject to call for proposals. Should you be interested, please consult our full work programme on the participants portal. This is the end of the Module B on the 2014 calls for proposals of Science with and for Society. Thank you for your attention.